Hello, my name is Gian Rosario, and the title for my capstone project is History versus Miller Freeman, Engaging Communities Furthest from Environmental Justice. My capstone project focuses on the disparity among populations experiencing the adverse effects of changes in the environment, especially focusing on how race can be a factor in decision making and further exacerbate environmental justice issues. For my internship, I worked with NOAA Alaska Fisheries Science Center to explore Miller Freeman's role in marine conservation and anti-Japanese activities, as well as to celebrate the contribution and examine the effects of anti-Japanese sentiment on Japanese American scientist Dr. Bell Shimada. This internship will update an existing physical exhibit in NOAA's Western Regional Center to include a timeline highlighting significant events in both of their lives. My research questions were, how do government institutions perpetuate environmental justice issues, and what can we learn from these cases? My main methods for answering my question is through research at the University of Washington's library, where I conducted research on Miller Freeman's marine conservation and anti-Japanese efforts. And I also researched other case studies to examine similar environmental justice issues. In addition to research, I also collaborated with NOAA staff to digitize physical documents and collect and organize materials into coherent timelines that would highlight the significant events in both of their lives. Some of the prominent themes in the case studies include uh, how exploitation of resources can lead to resource competition and disenfranchisement of different groups. Another theme is that regulation is an effective tool for conservation, but can also inadvertently exacerbate and disenfranchisement of different groups. A key takeaway of doing research on Miller Freeman case study was the motivations for his conservation actions. Miller Freeman was particularly concerned about the availability of fish that fishermen were able to catch on the Pacific coast because other countries, primarily Japan, were very successful in fishing due to their fishing courses that were taught at the university level. And this is a program that Miller Freeman would later wanted to emulate. And finally, racialized history plays a role in continuing environmental justice issues today, which can't be addressed in a colorblind approach. In the Ardmore, Oklahoma case study, the Eastside Renaissance Center, which is a predominantly Black community group advocating for federal funding through the EPA to clean up the pollution from the Imperial Oil Company Superfund site, which is affecting their health and neighborhood. They argue that the site was intentionally placed closer to the predominantly Black East Ardmore neighborhood. However, public officials in Ardmore refused to approve the cleanup. They associate the restoration for a specific group impacted as a special treatment. And so from these results, what can we do? These results are important because they present an opportunity for government institutions to increase awareness about environmental justice issues. For example, creating and funding programs such as NOAA's Heritage Program can make us aware of environmental justice issues that we may not have known about. And second, it uplifts the voices of marginalized communities and tells their stories and experiences. And finally, we can create mechanisms that empower citizens in the political process. Finally, I want to give my acknowledgments and say special thanks to my site supervisor, Lisa Hiroki, for giving me the opportunity to intern with NOAA, my faculty advisor, Lubna Alzaru, the TAs, Jess and Mel, as well as my peers who have given me feedback for my project.